Are you knocking on doors?
Knocking on doors, going to meetings, doing lots of meet and greets, going to football games throughout the district, which has been fun. As a coach's daughter, it's always fun to be a cheerleader for teams within the 7th Congressional District. And I see myself in Congress with that role as well, to be the cheerleader, to be the voice for the 7th Congressional District. I know we have many challenges ahead of us, we do. But I think that the spirit of the 7th Congressional District, it's a spirit of hard working, of a strong work ethic, of people who want to work hard, who want better opportunities for themselves and their children. They just need to be given the resources. And so that really is the message. You know, my mom was the first African-American woman to serve on the City Council in Selma. And I feel like I have such great role models that have really given me this opportunity. I know that I stand on the shoulders of wonderful women like Lily Ledbetter, and you know, who have done all the heavy lifting. And so I'm just humbled and honored to have the opportunity to represent home. I mean, I think what I'm most excited about is the opportunity to represent a district that I grew up in.
You're going to be in Selma on election night. That's different than from the primaries. You had your celebration in Birmingham during the primaries. Why was it important for you to be in Selma November 2nd?
I really wanted to, you know, watch the general election in my hometown of Selma because my mom and dad could be there. You know, my dad is currently in a wheelchair and is not very mobile. And it was, you know, if we were so blessed to get into the general election, I really, you know, told myself that I would want to share that with my immediate family, my mom and my dad. And I'm hoping that, you know, people will go back to the polls. And I've been pushing the straight Democratic ticket because I think it's really important to elect Democrats up and down the ticket. So it's not just about, I mean, there's so many important issues that are at stake.
You've been having fundraisers and helping out other Democratic candidates. Why is that important to you?
Well, I think that, you know, retaining both the majority of Democrat in the House, State House, and in the White House, or Capitol Hill, is really important. I think that, you know, we can ill afford to go back to the failed policies of the past. So having a Democratic House, I think, is critically important. And so I wanted to do my part in making sure that we got Democrats elected up and down the ticket, both statewide and nationally.
Now, Congress is probably going to be even more divided in the next session than they are now. Some people would say, why do you even want to go? But I would ask you, how do you plan to accomplish your goals? And talk just a little bit about the things you want to accomplish and why you think you will be able to do it in this really partisan atmosphere.
The number one issue in the 7th Congressional District is jobs and economic development. And, you know, from the very beginning, I thought that this campaign had something to offer the 7th Congressional District. I mean, not only do I have a passion for the district because I grew up here, but the skill set. Professionally, I've been working in economic development and finance my whole professional career, working with communities to help them find resources to build schools, highways, roads and bridges, water systems, to improve their water systems. So I know that this will be a very partisan environment that I'm walking into, but I believe that I have not only the professional skill set, my background will be helpful to helping me accomplish that, but I think the relationships, being able to develop relationships across the aisle, and I'll work really hard to do that. I think that we have a compelling case to state in the 7th Congressional District about why we need more resources here. And I look forward to being that spokesperson.
The 7th District is the poorest in Alabama. The services, the government services are not good there. You've talked about how some homes have no sewer, no running water even. Can a congressperson really get down and help at that level? Does it matter? It
does matter. I think that the issues of the 7th Congressional District, especially the object poverty that we have in the 7th Congressional District, it's going to take government at all levels helping out. I think local, state, and federal. I think that having access to federal dollars for communities' water and sewer systems to be able to borrow money to improve their infrastructure is one direct way that I could be helpful on the federal level. But it's going to take all hands on deck helping to lift the 7th Congressional District, and I look forward to being able to do my part. I just feel like it's really important to not only be a team player and to do my fair share, but to really get the message out that we all benefit from having Democrats in office, that the Democratic agenda is the agenda that will actually move America forward.
Committee assignments. Are there any committee assignments you would really like to have?
I would obviously love to serve on the Appropriations or the House Ways and Means. I think that those are very difficult assignments to get as a freshman. Needless to say, I'll do my very best to try to get on a committee like Appropriations that can directly benefit the 7th District, because you're actually putting the money, allocating the money. The other committee that I think is really a good committee and one that I would love to serve on is Transportation and Infrastructure. All along this campaign, I've talked about job creation as being the #1 issue, and I've talked about what it is I would like to see happen in order for us to address that issue. And the first thing I've said is investing in infrastructure. I've consistently said that. And so being on transportation and infrastructure, actually Alabama doesn't have a representative, Republican or Democrat, on the transportation infrastructure. So it's an opportunity not only for the 7th Congressional District, but for our state. So transportation, T&I is what they call it, is a committee that I've been asking for, and every time I'm given an opportunity or stage, a platform to talk to Democratic leadership, that's what I talk about. This campaign has always been a big tent. It's been about unifying the folks in the 7th Congressional District, and so I've reached out to my opponents and will continue to have an open door, because I think that anybody who puts their name on a ballot and wants to run to help the 7th Congressional District obviously has some good ideas and we can all benefit from. So I think it's really important that we all come together on behalf of the 7th Congressional District and really work hard to achieve to achieve the goal, I think, of better economic opportunities and educational opportunities and healthcare opportunities for the 7th. And so I never took it personally. I think at the end of the day, it's the endorsement of the people, the support of the people that really matter. And I look forward to working with, across the aisle as well as with other Democrats that ran in this race. We have so many wonderful, positive things to talk about in this campaign about, our vision for the 7th Congressional District and how we're going to get there, that there's really no need to be negative. And so I thought that in the very beginning, and I still think that. I think that when I look at the landscape of the 7th Congressional District, that our campaign was a campaign that was talking about the issues. I think we stayed on message when it comes to jobs and education and health care and, for our seniors working on Medicare. I think that and that's what I plan on doing in office, is staying really focused on the issues that matter most to the folks in the 7th.